Ew. What's that dog doing? I'll need a vacation.
Oh, here we go.
Got it.
Distance.
That's crazy.
A lap of luxury.
No, you did it.
Minty fresh.
I tried.
Hog leg cam.
She long.
If you're a booger picker.
That's sweet, Merv.
600 horsepower. Some idiot.
Oh my goodness.
I'd buy that for $1. Oh, that's hot.
Scared to death.
Bangs are flopping.
Pigs are awesome.
Guys, we are back with Wawa's Maverick Grabber project. Now, she showed a big interest in wanting to drag race. We talked about building a car. You know, when we went to events and stuff, she really likes the Maverick. She really likes the blue. She grew up with me racing the Maverick when she was a little kid and stuff, so she kind of has a soft spot in her heart for Mavericks. And this is a 73 Maverick Grabber, just like I raced when she was a kid, but it's a superior color to the one I had. Okay, mine was doo-doo brown, okay? But needs a little love here and there, but seems like a pretty solid car. In the last video, we put a 306 out of 89 Ford F-150 brick nose in here. It kind of fits. It's a big motor for sure. We're gonna have to get a little creative with our radiator mount, I think, to make it all work, but it fits. It's got a C4 from the factory. Those are good transmissions. To our knowledge, it's not bad. To our knowledge. But we have the abilities, we could rebuild it probably. It's got an 8-inch rear end if you didn't know, so these have a pretty narrow 8-inch rear end, which is super similar to a 9-inch rear end. Just the ring gear diameter is 1 inch smaller. I personally went 660s with an 8-inch and never heard anything. Stock axles, stock everything. So our plan is to keep the stock rear end, stock transmission with like a converter and maybe a shift kit and stuff. We're going to do a turbo, fuel injected, 4.9 liter, 300 Ford 6. The most reliable engine possibly ever built in the world. Google it, guys. And the good folks at Summit Racing were kind enough to help out with this build. So they sent Wawa some awesome parts here. She doesn't even know what all they sent because I ordered the parts, and I'm really funny about not showing them stuff. So we haven't even opened this stuff. So she's about to find out with you what all we got. First off, we have the longest cam I've ever touched.
Oh my goodness.
So this is the biggest cam that Summit Racing offers, you know, like a shelf cam. It's not a custom ground or nothing. 458 lift, 110 lobe separation angle, and it's 219 at 50 thousandths. 268 at full duration. If you're wondering about the part numbers, I'll put the part numbers in the description of the video, so go check it out. Look at that long boy there.
Oh,
Super long camshaft. This ought to be a big performance increase alone right here. If you didn't know, if you have any old car from especially the 70s and 80s, you probably have a pitiful camshaft from the factory. So a great place to start is camshaft when it comes to 70s and 80s engines especially. Some of the cars from the 70s, they put timing sets in them that actually retarded the timing just to kill power and stuff for emissions reasons. But anyway, there's the cam, and this is a cam kit, so it comes with new retainers. These are chrome moly steel. It's got new valve locks, new valve stem seals. It even has new valve spring, which is really important when you're doing a cam swap. If you put too big of a cam on like a stock spring, you're gonna break the spring or something. It's not good, okay? You won't be able to rev to your full RPM, and boost is trying to push that valve open anyway, so that's messing with you. So you always wanna do stiffer springs. Also got a new set of lifters for it. This looks like the box is almost empty, but it's just a 6-cylinder, guys. We even got a new timing gear set, so there's no chain. It's just gears.
Oh, it's just gears.
Yeah, gear on gear with these. Look, made in the USA right there. Says it. So that should be a bump in performance just alone there. Plus, not to mention how much better a big cam sounds.
Yeah.
And secondly, I have not done any research on this aside from looking at the oil pan options. I don't know that this will work, but it looks like the closest one. So this is an Econoline pickup truck oil pan. This is the front of the motor. You can see the sump is towards the front of the motor. So that truck pan that was on it, the sump's like here. A Maverick, you have to have like a front sump pan because of all the suspension design. So hopefully this pan will fit without too much modification.
Hopefully. So
that's just a Dorman oil pan there. This is something I've been wanting to look at since we got it. So this is a Offenhauser aluminum performance intake.
Yeah.
So we even got a cool sticker.
That's so cool.
This is a really big advantage to running a 306 versus the smaller ones like the 250s, 200s, 170s, is the intake unbolts. So this has a 4-barrel flange on it, has some nice ports there that we can use.
What's that?
That's made to bolt to the exhaust manifold.
Oh.
They also make a dual plane one, if you can believe it. With like 2 sets of runners, but
That's cool.
I chose to go with the single plane. This should help our RPM potential, plus look way better. That factory fuel injected intake was really tall and loops around over the valve cover. So that's something I've been wanting to check out since we got it. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
Also got just a basic gasket set, so we have our oil pan gasket and valve cover and stuff like that. Now here's a big part right here, and we haven't looked at it either. Originally I was gonna go carbureted with it, because I was like, let's just keep it super simple, do a blow-through carb setup like we did with the Maverick back in the day. The problem with that is, nowadays, EFI has come so far from when I built mine, that it's actually cheaper to go fuel injected than it is blow-through carb. So I wanted to run this thing on E85. So if you get a blow-through E85 carb, it costs as much as a Sniper kit does, and then you still don't have any way to run your ignition system. So you gotta get a fancy distributor, a fancy ignition box that does boost, you know, where it can pull timing for boost and all that, and you still don't have the tunability that a Holley setup would have. So we went with a Holley Sniper2. I think they only came out with this in the last year or so. The nice thing about this, you only have to hook up battery positive, battery ground, a switch ignition source, and a tack signal. That's all you have to hook up to this.
That's crazy.
You don't have to buy gauges because it comes with a digital dash, so that saves you a bunch of money. So this is the same kind of dash we run on the Super Coupe, the same dash we run on the Fairmont, the Motorhome, the Metromont. But we've never run a Sniper setup. We've always run a Terminator X. Instead of having the computer in the car and having to do all the wires that come out, this is all self-contained. So it comes with oxygen sensor, looks like a temperature sensor there. So this is your power distribution module. So this super simplifies hooking up all your power sources and your power out to, like, say you have electric fan or fuel pump or whatever. It's all built into this box right here. I've never wired one of these, but we'll get to doing that. That's really cool. That's a new thing they've come out with as well lately. Look how simple the wiring harness is versus the Terminator X. Like,
Terminator X is like a huge harness.
It is a big harness compared to this. So that's all you have to hook up. And here's the heart of the whole deal. This looks so cool.
Oh my God.
So it looks like a carburetor, right?
Yeah.
But this is built in. It has injectors in it. It's good up to, I think, 650 horsepower.
That's so cool.
All your sensors are built into this. So you can see there's idle air control valve right here. So it has your throttle position sensor and your computers in here. Everything's in this right here.
That's so cool.
I know. Like, I don't know how they fit it all in there.
It has the same flange too.
I just want to take it apart, really, and just look inside of it.
I think you
So
shouldn't.
it's basically like a racing carburetor with a computer built into it. So you have way more tunability, and you can see fuel inlet here. Everything's built in. It's super cool. Check this out. So we got a carb hat for it.
Oh, it's one of them.
Carb hats are super cool. We can clock it any direction we want to, and we can put our boost right down it. Or you can put an air filter on if you didn't want to run boost.
That's so cool.
It even has a port right there. Much nicer than the one I had on my Maverick.
I've always wanted one.
Yeah, well, look at it, son. Maybe one day if you save your money, you can have one.
I'm looking.
Aside from that, we have a brand new high volume oil pump, the pickup tube to match the van pan. So that's our parts. Let's pull the motor and start putting them on.
Good.
Are you in love with it?
I love it.
Oh wait, what am I doing? This is air powered. What's wrong with me? That's the old days, right?
Yeah.
So these are 5/8. Same thing as like a 302, 351 has. It's actually a lot of similar parts we've noticed between the 302s and 351s and these.
Yeah.
Ford used a lot of the same stuff. All right, yellow bell lights bolts out. Heavy motor. Shoot. There. Well. Easy peasy. Having those shock calibrations off is a must. Sorry about that. All right, that was quick, huh?
Yeah.
And just think, Mom was probably dreading it.
Exactly.
Took like 2 seconds.
Where's your diagonal?
Whatever. It's easier just to do it that way. I was thought about doing it just hanging from the engine hoist, but I was like, you know, this would be so much easier if we take 2 seconds and put it on the engine stand. All right, crank those down, Wall. There you go. It's a lot of weight hanging off the front of this one. Is this the one you built, or yeah?
Oh, one of them didn't have a weld.
Yeah, one of them was missing the weld. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see if it holds it. Oh yeah, we're golden. The problem is, aside from it being a heavy engine, it's long. So the weight's way out here. You know, the science goes. So I'm gonna do the right thing this time, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and pressure wash the motor before we take it apart, okay? I always forget that step, because I'm always in a hurry. And then later on, I'm like, why didn't we wash this thing? So we're actually gonna wash it. I think Wyden wants to paint it blue, of course.
Yeah, why would we? Why not?
I'm just gonna throw a couple old pan bolts to this thing. Here's one wash. That way we don't get the crank all wet. Ralph, you wanna get something to plug the intake and exhaust ports with? Although my eventual goal is to pull the head off and take it apart and port it and everything. Old glove in there. They make a cool valve cover for this. We may end up getting, I don't know. This is really too tall for our setup, so we're either gonna have to shorten that or get a different valve cover. Our water pump's locked up. I got a new one ordered from the parts store. It's supposed to be here today. Let's degrease this thing.
Oh my god!
Oh, is this got a stream like that? I thought it was like different stream.
No, it's awesome.
Oh man,
I love it.
that's pretty cool. They ought to get it clean, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Don't spray nobody. Look how that foams up. That's good, okay.
Oh, look, the back of the timing cover.
Oh, sorry, sir. We don't have to clean the oil pan.
Under the engine mount.
That's good, okay.
And under the oil filter.
That's plenty. Well, it's definitely doing something. I hear it.
Look, you can see
It's got that
it's
snap,
pulling the
crackle,
dirt
pop,
up.
don't it? I don't know if our kids know cereal commercials like we did.
No,
I
I
don't know if
remember that
it's
was, that's like what? What is
Snap,
that?
crackle, pop.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Rice Krispies.
Yeah. And pop.
Here. This is going to be the cleanest motor we've ever worked on.
Yeah.
Usually we never clean
We
them.
never clean them.
We never clean them, we never paint them, usually.
Classic.
It's like every single thing that Ford ever made has their logo on it.
Yeah.
More so than most manufacturers, I think.
Why not, though?
Henry probably put that in his will. Everything must have my name on it forever. Oh man, that's junky right there. Too bad we don't have a hot tank like a machine shop. You can just put it in this cabinet and let it do its work.
We should custom make one.
Yeah.
If this was me, I'd probably take like a day to just clean it. Gosh, it's good.
Polish it to
Yeah.
brilliant luster. This is Squeeze's favorite part, guys, is the cleaning process.
Look at this massive spider.
What kind of brush did y'all give me? Look at my brush.
I got the plastic one.
That's an Alabama toothbrush, if I ever seen it.
Yeah. A what?
Alabama toothbrush.
Repeat.
It's probably called toothbrushes, not teeth brushes.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I heard one they said she got March Madness teeth down to the final four. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Okay. There you go. Give it another coat. Guys, we have a big announcement. We have a new shirt that I'm so excited to show you. Check this out, guys. All our cars sitting at a diner. How cool is that? Looks like Mel's Diner from American Graffiti. We got the Metro Mite, the Falcon, the Beetle, and the Econoline pickup truck. It's just super cool. It turned out awesome. Also got a small logo on the front in bright colors. So check that out. It's at thesleeperdude.com. We try to treat you guys right on the prices of the shirts and shipping, not beat you up on that. We really appreciate all your support there. Also, we have the Marge Something's a Problem sticker. So go check it out at thesleeperdude.com. We also have signed posters and artwork from the kids. We really appreciate all your support there. It's only available at thesleeperdude.com. That stopped fast, didn't it?
It did.
Oh, it's a lot better. Look, I didn't even know that was gray.
Oh, wow.
Some of it wouldn't come off.
Yes.
This is baked on goodness, I believe you call that. Wall got a little bit damp. from this process.
That's an understatement.
At least you had the face shield, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got timing marks here. 3, 6, 10, 14. Look how nice the valve cover looks, actually.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it upside down and let it drain as much water off as possible. Ooh. Ooh, you see that?
Ew.
That's like Jello, don't it?
Yeah.
This was a runner. It wasn't a driver, though. We never did drive it.
What's that dog doing? What's this dog doing? Jamal loves Murphy. Looks like you got that right out of my mind. That's what I've been thinking about all morning. I don't need a vacation.
Off with this old pan. So this is a 89 F-150 pan. Let me show you why I don't think it's a fit. So you see our steering down there, our drag link? See that? The sump is just right in the wrong spot. That's why we're not using this pan. How do we get this much water in there? Look down the piston. We got a massive amount of water in the engine with the oil pan bolted on it, with the gasket on it.
Lords.
Well, okay. Well, that was bad.
That's tragic.
The one time I tried to clean something up and it backfired on me.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we gotta blow that out, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't want it to rust up on us. Well, let's start with the oil pump. I flipped this thing 2 or 3 times and blew everything out. It still looks kind of wet. We'll probably spray it down with WD-40 and stuff before we seal it up. This is a high volume oil pump made in the US of A. Just dropped the gasket in the dirt.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Here's our factory one, which this thing wasn't knocking, rattling, doing anything weird. Now this is a weird thing. This is cast iron. That's aluminum. So this one's huge weight difference.
Oh yeah.
You want to clean that off, Ralphie? That gasket surface, I need to just get this oil pan gasket out of the way.
That's a beefy oil pump out there.
Yeah, that's more like the 351s have. It's not puny like the 302s have. Just want to make sure it's like perfectly clean. Looks like from the factory it didn't have a gasket, but our oil pump came with a gasket. Guys, I've always wanted to do a performance build on the inline 6, so this is kind of exciting for me. They're just neat little engines. We're gonna put our little gasket there. This dirt track racer I lived next to as a kid, he would pack the oil pump full of white grease. I usually put some really thick assembly lube down in them so they don't start up dry. I don't know if it matters. It probably really don't matter, especially if you pre-lube the motor, which we will do. You know, every little bit probably helps. And you can take a spring out of the oil pump and shim it and put it back in to get more pressure. Looks like this one's probably behind that plug there. Small block Chevy, they have a roll pin you knock out. You can pull the spring out, put some shims behind it. This is oil going in, oil going out, and this is where your drive shaft goes. Hopefully it won't spill a bunch of oil right here. Gotta get it engaged on that drive shaft. It's not working. I'm gonna take the distributor out. Why is that stuck in the block? That should just drop right out of there. Oh, here we go. Okay, that'll make it a lot easier. There we go. That was a lot easier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One less thing to have to mess with. It just makes you feel better when you know you got a new oil pump in it. Might as well do it while you got it apart, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's our pickup tube. Even with a new one like this, you still want to make sure there's no junk in there from the process of making it. The last place you want dirt. One thing I really like is how much shorter the pickup tube is now. So
It's half size.
yeah,
Golly.
move that sump around and you can run a shorter pickup tube. It's really made for this kind of pickup tube, isn't it? Put our gasket on there. I almost forgot it.
I think it goes like that.
Nope.
It goes like this.
Nope.
No. It goes like this.
There you go. You got it first shot.
Yeah.
I had to do the same thing with my 2.3 turbo Maverick. I had to put a Pinto pan on it. It's their front sump. Those are hard to find. I need a Pinto pan right now. Tighten those down, Wolf. Go ahead and get this old oil pan gasket. I like it. It's a one-piece rubber pan gasket. And it's RTV'd in there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to dig that out with a tool or something.
They done real good.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's definitely RTV'd from the factory, looks like. Usually the corners and gaps are. Turn it on its side so that nothing would fall in the motor while we clean up this surface here. Gunk right there in the corners. Marge loves picking at gunk. Looks like the timing cover's aluminum. trying to dig this rear seal out. Now, this is the rear main seal. It's a one piece, which is very nice. But this is like your rear oil pan seal. It's not coming out. There we go. Those are always a pain to clean because it gets, you know, in here. Some really early engines have like a rope seal, like literally rope that seals the back of the engine.
That's wild.
I'm just gonna hose everything down with brake cleaner now just to make sure we get all the gunk out of the motor. Dry up all this oil on the pan rail. There's our cam, you see it?
Yeah.
That's easier to install than the V8 cam because you can get right there to it even with the cranking rods in it. Usually you can't do that with a V8.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. There we go. Let me go ahead and get this intake gasket off here because it's bothering me. Surprisingly, it's really stuck. What that's made out of? It looks like cardboard. Got a lot of crud in the intake ports, don't we? Before we start anything, we're going to go ahead and soak our lifters here. So I got some conventional oil here. And Wa's going to put our lifters down in there.
Isn't there only 12 instead of 16? Doesn't matter which way they're sitting up.
No. There you go. So you'll see it'll bubble air out and it'll be getting inside there because there's like a piston in there and a spring and stuff. So we want all that to fill up with oil.
Is it flat tap it?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all they make for these motors, unless you get really custom. It's pretty cool to watch them fill up.
Yeah.
They sit there and
See
bubble.
bubbles.
So we'll let this marinate. Is this one going to fit? It looks like we may have interference with the sway bar, but if we're drag racing it, we don't even need that.
Yeah, ain't nobody need that.
Definitely not gonna have any issues with the back, it doesn't look like.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna be okay there. What size is that guy? 15, 16, that's what most of the fluids are.
Really? Ding it, you gotta ding it. Alright, now you can pull it off.
Is it stuck on there?
Probably to tab it.
Who made this handle?
Me.
Oh my God.
Okay, I don't want to mess that pulley up. Are we missing something here? We're gonna have to heat it up or something?
I mean, I don't know why you would have to.
Is this something we're supposed to be doing?
Somebody probably
What
knows.
if you tap the middle of it?
It did get awfully hot on the vehicle. Remember, like, where my fingers off?
Yeah.
Let me heat that up. Look at that. Look how easy that moves now. That's so crazy that it can come off that easy. I mean, it wouldn't budge at all. That worked.
Got it.
I'm gonna pull this messed up water pump off.
Give her the beans. Oh, thank you, Miss Cindy.
That is incredible. How is that even possible? Surely I didn't miss that, right? All right, there you go. Just gotta find the right angle.
Oh, it looks crusty on it.
Oh yeah, pretty jacked up, man.
Don't spin.
There's your bore.
We got a puller here to pull our harmonic balancer off of here. The threads are really rough on this. It's kind of hard to tell if we have the right bolt or not. 5/16 was too small though. This is 3/8. Murphy doesn't mind to stand on your feet or anything. He doesn't care if you're working. Trying to get them all about the same distance. It's funny, that's always the biggest thing I dread when I take engine apart is the harmonic balancer. Got a timing mark on there? Yeah, okay, I guess that's probably your timing mark. You can see it's balanced there. This hole's deeper than that hole. You want to look at the rubber around here, this rubber oscillator, and make sure it's not cracked all to pieces. That one still looks good. If you're gonna like seriously race, like at an NHRA track, you're supposed to have SFI approved harmonic balancer and stuff like that. There's a bunch of timing marks. Timing marks here, there. Exactly. More timing things there. Look at all the timing on that.
Hey.
34 degrees.
That's a ton.
Usually they don't go that far. That's got a longer bolt on the corner piece. Look at that, gear on gear.
Oh, I've never seen that.
The old timing way. That's a little sludgy there, isn't it? We'll have to clean that up. But that's aluminum, I like it. You can write your name in it.
Wow.
Feel it, you know you want to.
I don't got gloves on.
It's crazy, look. That's pretty thick.
Woo.
That's kind of surprising because the rest of it didn't look like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that in the parts washer. We're spraying the rotating assembly down with WD-40 so it doesn't rust up from all the brake cleaner. I want to get this around to top dead center number 1, get our time marks lined up. The cam turns half as fast as the crank. That's why this is twice as big as that, because it has 4 strokes to it. We should just pull the plug, just making it a pain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, something sounds weird.
Guys, we got a new tool for the shop that I have wanted ever since I got into race cars. So we got a brand new Eastwood air over hydraulic tubing bender, and we have 1 3/4 dies for it and 2 inch. They actually sell dies all the way down to 3/4 of an inch, if you can believe it. But this is gonna give us so many more opportunities to make like roll cages and chassis parts and stuff. We want to make a bed for the K15 soon, so that'll work out great for that. But if you use code JOSH10 at eastwood.com, you can get 10% off your order, which is a big discount if you buy a big tool. Ralphie got this thing put together yesterday, and we're going to try to bend our first pipe with it. So I've got some 1 3/4 roll cage tubing. Let's see what it does. We're going to try to do a 90-degree bend of this thing. We got like a 4-foot piece here. Why don't we put the bend kind of in the middle of it? That looks center view.
Yeah.
So it's got a bolt here that keeps it from moving. These dies are really easy to change out. All it is a pin. Just think of all the go-kart frames you can make with this, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna put some pressure on it, and as soon as we have pressure on this back die, we're gonna set this at 0. All right, set it at 0, Ralph. There you go.
Boom.
See if it'll bend it. All right, so you hear it bog down there. Now we're going to reset our pin to the next spot. So let this go back in, drop the pin in, start bending some more. Right now we're at about 40 degrees. What do you say, doctor?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Start again. We topped it out again. Reset one more time. We're almost there. We're about 80 degrees. There. You think it's gonna like spring back some or no?
Maybe.
Let's see. It sprung back a few degrees, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, you think?
Yeah.
I think we're good. Awesome. It's crazy that it can bend that. So this is like 120 thousandths wall thickness. Let's see what it looks like. All right, let's take our die loose, back it up here. Go take this pin out. And pour. Wow, look at that bend.
Wow. That's cool.
Look at that. Really nice kink-free bend. That looks awesome. No kinks. Perfect 90. We can definitely use that around here.
Yeah.
I love that. I have one of these for so long. They have different setups, whether you want like a full manual one or the air over hydraulic. I think they have electric over hydraulic. There's lots of different options you can pick from. Just check this thing out. It's over half of an inch thick steel.
Crazy.
The way this thing's made is just super beefy. You can hang your dies on here. You can use it on aluminum, stainless, brass, chromoly, whatever you got. Really well made. Really excited about using this in future videos. Might have to do a cage in the red Fairmont, huh? If it keeps going fast.
Yeah.
So go check out eastwood.com. We really appreciate their help with our channel. We have a lot of awesome tools in the shop because of Eastwood. And use code JOSH10 to get your 10% discount. Go help support a company that supports our channel. Now let's get back to this Maverick. Some big plugs. This whole electrode looks funny looking.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to go with colder heat plugs.
You've had some experience with that.
They all look pretty even. That's a goofy looking plug. Look how far it sticks out. That's a really hot heat range. They've been in there a long time. If you look at the electrode, it's at an angle.
Yeah.
That's from hundreds of thousands of miles. It should be easier to turn now. Yeah. Hey, this dot's coming around. See our gears are coming around the same spot right there?
Yep.
Dot to dot right there. So we're top dead center. Number 1 on compression stroke. So before we can actually pull the cam, we got to take the rockers loose to get the spring pressure off of it. And we should be able to get our lifters out even over here. I can't believe how good the valve cover cleaned up.
Yeah? Sure, I hit it with them.
Not too bad there.
That's a lot.
It looks like the same rockers a smaller Ford has, doesn't it?
Yeah?
So these have a side cover, is where you do anything with the lifters. I love side covers. I think they're so cool. This makes it a lot easier to do lifter things. I think these dipsticks actually screw in.
That's what it looks like. Dude, what? Yeah, I'd say it's better than pushing in.
This will be the first motor I've ever seen this on. Yep. That is funny. That's a really good way to do it though, you know?
Yeah.
Murphy's so sad that Ellie doesn't want to play right now. Have you met a bigger crybaby than him?
He's the biggest one.
Ooh, it's not been.
Ooh.
There's your lifters right there.
That's so cool.
So different, isn't it, than a V8?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a new gasket for that. It's kind of gunky too. How many miles does this truck have on? I don't remember.
I said 30 and you.
Oh, it was 80, so it's probably like 180 or 280.
I'd say 380.
380.
Maybe even 580. No, probably like 280. NASCAR.
These are a little sludgy as well. So they're pedestal mount like every small block Ford from that era.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, it looks good. You just don't have adjustability on your rockers, which is kind of a pain.
That's incredible. Hey, that just means it's getting a lot of oil.
Look at this. These little trays are full of sludge. All that sludge.
Don't.
Doesn't really smell. I don't really smell anything.
I can say I have seen worse though. Watch my speed.
You
Oh,
don't have to do
it's
that.
too long. If they're shorter, I can be quicker.
Your really only adjustment on your valve train is push rod length,
Those
really.
are so long.
Yeah, they are. It's a valve cover gasket. It's rubber, one piece.
That's crazy.
So now we shouldn't have any pressure on our lifters. I'm gonna flip the motor the other way, and maybe we can
That's just crazy.
drop this cam out of here. Looks like we got some water in the valve cover somehow. Yeah, it's possible.
That's what you want.
I'm gonna rotate it around one more time to push all the lifters down out of my way. Line it up on the dots again. Right there. So these are angle cut gears. The reason they do that is that cuts down on the noise. Straight cut gears are really noisy. I'm kind of clueless here. It looks like there are retaining bolts right behind it when you have it top to the center number one. I'm thinking we gotta take these out. That's a pressed on gear too. Now I smell the like main cap smell. You want to try to support your cam as it comes out. You don't want to just drag it through all the cam bearings like dragging a plow through the field or anything.
I like doing that. It's pretty fun.
Beating up the cam bearings?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very fun.
This is unbelievably long.
I can see your lifters. They all look fine.
Wow. Cam bearing looks good. Best I can tell. Last one, buddy. Work with me. Here you go.
All your lifters look perfect.
So on a flat tappet cam, they say you're never supposed to reuse the lifters. So if you replace the cam, don't use old lifters, vice versa. That is so long. Like,
Yeah, it really is.
the gear for the distributor's in the middle. Usually they're either at the front or back. I guess we're gonna have to press our new gear on. The nice thing about gear on gears, you don't have a timing chain to wear out. Because this is made to be that way, it doesn't have those like two floater gears like you do a V8. I've heard that those, they have the two gears here, you know?
Yeah.
They're not just gear to gear. The timing jumps around a lot, I've heard. At least that's what an old engine builder told me. That's a nice little lamp stand or something there, huh?
You want me to tap the things through?
The lifters? Yeah, go ahead and tap them out. There you go.
Rapid fire. Rapid fire is crazy.
Everything's ready. No, let them shoot up.
No. Oh, wow. Yeah, bro, you gotta slow down. Slow down. Stop. Told you rapid fire. Stop. I'll slow down. Stop. Alright, that's all.
They're still flat looking.
Yeah, they all look pretty good. None of them look bad.
So I found the specs on a stock replacement cam for one of these motors. 192 at 50 thousandths duration, and this one's 219. So that's a big jump.
Yeah.
What was that, 28 degrees or something like that? We're just throwing numbers out. The lift from the factory is 395 lift, and this is 458. So we're gaining like 60 thousandths there. Significant bump in duration and lift, both. And it's got a better lobe separation angle. So, should make a big difference. You can see this cam is coated too. The lobes are all black, so they have some sort of coating on them or treatment to help them not kill lifters. Me and Ralphie are in the lap of luxury driving the LTD wagon to town
Living the dream.
to get the water pump for this engine. Literally living the dream, guys. God, look at that beauty. I love it. Ralphie, take notes. You gotta take care of the girls, you know? You gotta keep the girls happy. This is Marge's current addiction. She's gonna love it. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I know the way to your heart, right?
Exactly.
They helped me though in the line. I was like, my wife comes here.
No, you didn't.
I think it's.
No, he did.
No, I did. They had it. They had you on file, okay?
Yeah, just tell me my number.
Yeah. Looks very similar. Just doesn't say Ford. This one spins, Wah. How nice is that?
Yeah.
Gosh.
We'll be running electric fans, so none of this part really matters. It's got some cast-in bosses that I guess some of them have that drilled out. This one doesn't, but we didn't need them. So everything looks good there. No core charge. So hey, make some money on scrap.
You see how two pistons are at the same place
Yeah.
at the same time? So do two of them fire at the same time?
No, one of them's at top dead center compression stroke, and the other one's at
out?
yeah. They're on different strokes at the same time. And like a 90-degree V8 fires every 90 degrees, I believe, and a 6-cylinder only fires, I think it's 130 degrees or something.
Oh.
So they have less power strokes per revolution than a
So
V8.
if they fire at the same time, it sounds like a big 3-cylinder, right?
Yeah, it'd be like, look at our cam bearings, Marge. Minty fresh. I mean,
Good.
they look brand new. If you look back here, that one looks brand new all the way to the back. So nothing to fear here. This would be a great time to regap the rings for boost. But if you watch guys like Sloppy Mechanics, he had a lot of problems with ring butting from high boost. The rings heat up, they butt, they rip the top off the piston. Common stock bottom end thing they do. But he had way less trouble with that when he switched to ethanol. We're planning on running on ethanol anyway. Keeps the combustion chamber cooler, less likely to butt the rings. So we're just gonna go by lots of miles, open their rings up for us.
Good point. What are you doing there?
Well, this is funny, guys. This is the fuel pump lobe on the factory cam, and they did not machine it.
What?
They didn't
Why?
machine it because it didn't have a mechanical pump.
Oh,
This one's
so they
machined. See how the fuel pump lobe is a different shape?
Yeah.
So it's made for fuel pump, but the fuel pump lobe on the stock one is not even machined. So this is probably the same cam cores they used in the early 300s with the carburetors. They just kept using the same cam cores and just didn't machine the fuel pump lobe. So that's kind of crummy because if you wanted to use it in an engine that had a mechanical pump, you couldn't. You'd think they
Yeah.
would have just went there.
Well, I mean, you probably could. It'd probably wear down over time and basically get you a machine surface. I'd try it.
Don't listen to him, guys. Let's press this on here. Usually these bolt on, but this one isn't made that way. So I got a 7/8 socket here. Press it out with. See how much pressure this takes. Oh, it's already moving, isn't it? That didn't take much at all. We gonna catch a cam? I was really hoping it would pop really loud.
I'm glad it didn't.
Really didn't feel like a lot of pressure at all. Oh, good, it popped. We'll use it for artwork or something. And here's our old timing gear. All we're gonna reuse is this plate right here. That's aluminum. Or fiber. Looks like aluminum though. So our new one is steel. Just like the oil pump.
Ralphie's doing his favorite job, cleaning something up.
Yeah. Save some of the gunk for you.
Ooh.
It's just like oil flakes, oil crust, all of the above.
Clean up our cam plate here. It's got some oil grooves in there. Appreciate you letting me use this, Ralph.
You're so very welcome.
Gotta steal the keyway out of this old cam. It's funny, they thread the end, but you don't use it. Weird, huh? There you go. It's a little half moon keyway. So we went ahead and put some assembly lube on this. We should be able to put this on now. This thing is like the tallest thing that can fit in our press. That's so funny. Here, hold that. We couldn't really put a longer cam in the press at all. Come on down, Juan. Feel all right? Feel easy?
Yeah.
If it starts feeling really hard, let me know. Stop. Let me feel that. I need to feel how it feels. I hate to break that cam core. That's going on. You can really mess some stuff up in the press, guys. You try to force something. I think we got it. Ralphie's got the timing cover cleaned out. Now he's working on the side cover.
Thick.
Confirm thickness.
1/16 of an inch.
Look at this guy. We got Oliver right now. Apparently, Willadine escaped. She's a jumper, guys. He's our part-time baby around here. Squeezes the babysitter today. You want to build the engine? Huh? He loves engine noises. That's like his favorite. You can't have my gloves. I'm gonna have to buy better fences. Okay, that's all there is to it. We're gonna pull this crank gear off because I don't feel comfortable mismatching them, you know? They probably get in an argument or something. 5/16 bolt fits it. Please come off easy. I was beginning to worry. Wasn't easy, was it?
No. We gotta do the other things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard.
Here's our new crank gear. If you're ever wondering which side's the front, it's where the dot is. I want to heat it up to make it go on easier.
Not the thing.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy what heat will do. Already just went right in place. It was just barely shy. Super easy. Before we put this cam in here, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this gasket surface off because our cam gear is gonna be right in the way of this.
That's crusty.
Yep. I'm going ahead and doing the water pump flange as well.
This is premiumly clean.
Very nice.
I just got all the like clumps of it.
Sludge,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, the sludge. I mean, it's in the inside of an engine, so.
Yeah.
And I cleaned up the outside too. Time filler cleaned up really good.
Very nice. Oh yeah, way better. We're gonna clean the cam off, make sure there's no dirt or junk on there from us carrying it around the shop. We're just about out of this assembly lube. It's like a paste style lube. I gotta get some more coming, but I like to put stuff like this, especially on a flat tappet cam, so it sticks with it, you know?
I'm definitely gonna like hand regrind the cam one day. Like
that doesn't actually.
I thought you meant like regrind with a grinder. Like
no, it's like a cam grinding machine.
yeah,
You
but
regrind cams.
I mean, so is a grinder in my hand. That's basically a cam grinding machine, I'd say.
Right.
You don't think it'd work?
No.
Why?
It'd be off balance. You wouldn't get it exactly
So?
the same.
I mean, that just makes you chop more.
Oh, you chop it all right.
Yeah, it chops.
Clunk, clunk.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
basically
just
chop.
regrind one, Ralph. Go ahead, regrind your own
Oh,
cam
I'll do it.
here at home.
I'll make a video of that too.
I also like to put some on the actual cam bearings if you can reach them in the block, because sometimes it gets wiped off as it goes back, you know? It's good to put some on there, I feel like. At least it makes me feel better. I'll put some of this thick oil on the gears, fully lubricated. You want most of it to fall off on the floor if you can.
Yeah, get stuff in your shoes too.
Shoes, one of those. Hog leg cam going in.
They're supposed to like beat it as you go in.
Yeah. Supposed to just line up and throw it.
Yeah. Start like hitting it with a hammer. This stuff goes in it.
Definitely the longest motor I've put a performance cam in.
She long.
Yeah. I even put some on the distributor gear as well, so it'll mesh in good, hopefully. You can see I gooped up that rear cam bearing, so it has a bunch of assembly lube back there. It's our last bearing here. Right there. Dots line up. Yep.
Looks like it.
That's pretty bulletproof way to do it, you know? It's easier than working with a chain, for sure. You have less to worry about. Oh, little aggressive on that, guys. So any internal bolt, I like to Loctite them in place, especially if they spin and stuff too. That's probably the right torque spec, wouldn't you think?
Probably.
Let's spin it over and put the lifters in. Oh, it's the hardest engine to rotate over.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We skimmed a little bit of RTV on the front, just enough to fill in imperfections and stuff. And I'm going to put the timing cover gasket on here. I also like how it kind of holds it in place for you till you get it bolted in. Well, I was finding my gaskets for me over there. All right, this guy, I think went right there, didn't it? Heating our harmonic balancer up just a little bit. See all this wiggle on the timing cover? Usually if you have adjustment in your timing cover, that means you need to put your harmonic balancer on before you actually tighten the timing cover down. It's gonna be hard to get that one bolt, but I think we can do it later. Kind of centers it up. LS motors are the same way. There ain't no way to get that bolt. So this time we're gonna have to tighten all these other ones and then pull the harmonic balancer back off and tighten that one that's behind there. I just couldn't live with that bolt being loose. There you go. We'll just leave that off until we get the oil pan on, and we'll make this easier anyway. But at least we know that's centered now. You definitely want to get it down in the threads.
Oh, that's off.
At least that one spins.
Yeah, here you go, Wall. This is your big water patch. It goes
Yeah,
right there. Don't move your gasket.
I'm trying. Oh, we're not going on here.
I want to make this easier to go on.
He just lays right in the middle of the tools and everything.
On top of all the tools. Murph, you're supposed to be a good dog. Don't you know that?
He found the bestest one.
Usually with water pump bolts, the ones that go in the water pump here where the fan goes are really fine thread like this. Pretty easy to tell which ones go in the fan. I don't know why they did that, but they did.
Are you not running the fan though?
Probably gonna have an electric fan. Working now. We're gonna throw our lifters in there. Go right down in here, Wall.
That's so cool.
It is cool the way it is, huh?
I wish my trucks had one of these.
Yeah.
I just think they're cool.
All right, there you go. Got all of our lifters in. Look, you can see this one's up on the lobe. That one's up on the lobe. Cleaning off our push rods real quick here. We'll blow through them, make sure there's no junk inside of them. So this part's kind of going to be temporary. We just need some way to keep the lifters in the motor because we're still going to pull this head off probably later and do some port work to it. I need to check into better head gaskets and head bolts and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put these in here and put the rockers back on temporarily just so we don't lose our lifters. And that way we can go ahead and put our side cover on and stuff like that.
So I've been trying to clean out this valve cover. It's just super gunky. Especially in the very back. I mean, it's cleaning up. It's just oil.
Okay, I'm going to put a little skim coat. Really, I'm not worried about the sealing. I'm worried about the gasket staying in place because this little gasket here is kind of folded in the middle the way it was in the box. So I'm trying to get it stuck down in place so it doesn't move. We may end up doing our oil drain back into the side of this, depending on where the turbo ends up. We may have to take it back off.
You got your valve cover clean.
Thank you, sir. If it's dry on the inside, just set it up on top of here. Okay. We don't need no
perfect
gasket because we're just sitting it on there. I don't feel comfortable final installing the oil pan yet because we don't know where our oil drain back for our turbo is going to be, and we don't know for sure that this is going to fit. We're just going to throw this on here as well with no gasket. Try it in the car, see if it needs to be modified or not. We can just put like a bolt at every corner or something to be fine.
That arch is so much different than normal. Like, it's so much swoopy.
Yeah, it's very swoopy, isn't it?
Instead of...
I really like the fact that it has bolts there, though. That's nice.
Probably seals up a lot better.
Yeah. I'm going to have to put this back on because I just remember that's what touches the cross member. Alright, let's change places here.
So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this out so we can get the sway bar bolts.
That is a really tiny front sway bar.
Yeah.
There you go. That's out of our way. Our transmission's sitting a little bit low. Alright, let's get her up. How about there? Wow, fancy fish in the oil pan. We also got to make motor mounts. I didn't mention that at the beginning. Bad YouTuber.
I'm gonna go back. Alright, go down.
All at once, you think?
No, yes, do it.
Just like let it drop. I love how it can go straight down.
No, it looks like it's lining up with the front block thing. Oh, you're gonna have to go back a little.
Ooh,
You're on the front.
okay.
That's where it should sit. The transmission's lining up right now.
The oil filter's hit on my side, and you still gotta come over for the...
Remember the last time we figured out we're going to have to run a short oil filter? I was just trying to throw something on there to keep it from getting dirty is all.
It's not hitting the sway bar.
Yeah, from the bottom it don't look like it's hitting nothing, so
It don't look like it's hitting our steering arms either, huh?
that's good.
Looks like I need to come this way at the back, or the transmission's gonna go your
Well,
way.
you gotta
don't
put
it?
the downs in.
Yep.
That's what's pulling.
Up there.
Yeah.
And you go up just a little bit, Wall. A little bit more. Alright, I'm in on my dial. You just need to go up or down on the transmission. I can't get more started even. Come up with the transmission, son. Oh, hold on, right there. Look the transmission down, son. Slowly. Oh, that's good, that's good. Just a few adjustments and we got it lined up. I think the pan's gonna be good.
That's good.
You said the heat and voice down now. Ooh, heavy boy.
I bet it's probably heavier than a V8.
I'm not sure. I've got it sitting on a 1/2-inch thick piece of wood so that our harmonic balancer has enough space. So this is about the height the engine will be in the car when it's done. There you go.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to get this thing in the middle. It's kind of rocking back and forth. Right there is in the center of the car. I use a lot of ratchet straps when I'm mocking up an engine just to hold it where I want it.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like this is like the center of the motor, doesn't it? So right about there, the engine's sitting centered in the car. Now, this is a big thing I wanted to see. What about the intake? I've never test fit this. So let's try that and our exhaust. What have you done, Mark?
I don't know.
You look like Wawa.
How
Look at
do you
that.
do this? A direct
Hey,
line, too.
If we ever need proof you're a booger picker, hey, booger picking finger has intersected the nose. You got it on your chin too. All over. You look like Wawa.
I don't know where this came from.
Who knows, man, on this thing.
Lord. Oh, that bag has it on it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I was trying to help, and look where it got me.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, let's take that ratchet strap loose. Take that ratchet strap loose. We're gonna take that bracket off though, whatever that. That's gonna be a really close call right there. Ooh, that's scary.
I think we can just get that off.
Well,
I think
you
it'll
gotta
fit.
think.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
gonna
they overhang and stuff.
fit. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
So,
We gotta stay positive, okay? Yeah, see, we're golden. Golden.
That couldn't be closer, guys.
Golden. We're good.
I did not expect that, really.
Yeah?
Look how the intake ports are like offset to the rear and the exhaust ports are offset to the front. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it's supposed to have a dowel there. Okay, well that is so close. I'm glad it fits though. I was a little bit worried. I think we gotta put the exhaust and the intake on at the same time the way these are made. So let me show you our exhaust situation. This is a later F-150 exhaust system, and this flows more than this does. But the problem with this is, this runs right into everything we were trying to do. It's not really gonna work out. So we really can't use the old F-150 one. So I ordered one, it's just like from a, I don't know, 80s van or something. Let's see if it fits a little better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Goes right away from our motor mounts and everything, so that's good.
Where do you plan on putting the turbo?
My plan right now is for the exhaust, since it's already pointing down, you know, like this,
Let me hold that.
down and loop around. It may actually loop around to the other side of the pan, is what I'm kind of thinking right now.
I mean, you've got a gap.
Yeah, that I think would make our life easier because you already have a lot of things over here. I'm thinking about taking the exhaust down and under the car. My Super Coupe's kind of that way. The exhaust goes down under the car and comes up to the turbo over here. Our oil supplies on that side and our oil drain back options that are best are on that side.
Where's your oil supply?
It's right at the back, about 3/4 of the way back right there's oil supply. So I think these will bolt together, I believe. Best I can tell, there's only one company that makes a turbo header for one of these. The way it's made, I'm just not sure it would fit on this car because our shock towers are so tight. All right, let's bolt these together. Whoopsie. I really think this Offenhauser intake is cool because I don't know if I've ever had any Offenhauser parts on anything I've worked on, but it's like an old school racing name. It looks like it's really well made. I'm sure it's probably made in the US.
Casting looks really good.
Yeah, all right, so that makes it a little bit easier to install them. Right about there-ish. Is that close?
Oh yeah. I got mine started.
Oh, well.
I have you in the right place?
Well, you just keep moving it.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
We'll just get enough in there to hold it in place. Now I'm a little bit worried about the Sniper fitting here because it's so close, you know? Put big engines in little cars, they said.
Oh, wait.
It'll be easy, they said.
I mean, it will probably be fun.
It'll be fun.
Ooh, installed.
Will the Sniper fit?
Maybe if we lean it over that way.
Traditionally, this will go this direction. Ooh. Ooh, lad.
So close.
What about with a spacer?
I wonder if somebody makes like an offset spacer. Like a 1/2 inch.
What are we hitting over there? That big motor
The
mount?
big motor mount, yeah.
It's not wide, so in theory we could move it over some if we have the room. How far over is it currently? We're pretty centered, huh?
That's pretty centered.
That's crazy.
A lot of cars, the engines don't sit dead center. Usually it sits that way though, to give room for steering things, steering boxes and stuff. If we went up, which we're at the very bottom of where we can go on the height. If we went up, that would help. If we went this way, it would help.
I mean, but the up is like
no.
You gotta sleep.
We already are like at the limit of up on the hood clearance thing. Like if we cut this off, it'll fit. But if we don't cut this off, it ain't gonna fit already.
What are you doing? You excited?
She loves her outfit.
He's excited.
I'm gonna take this motor mount this side off. We can make these motor mounts whatever we want.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that shape right there.
Squats a lot.
It does squat when you put it on there, doesn't it? How far are we gonna have to go over this way?
Look, he's trying to be sweet. That's sweet, Merv. Trying to hold hands. She's out. She's out.
If you ran a spacer, then you got no problems, right?
Yeah.
But man, that's tall.
Because that goes on top of that too, right?
Yeah, you got more on top of it. Clean the motor over. Sits right on
What
there.
about your throttle like brackets and stuff?
Oh, we might have to trim that back. It's kind of touching. But it's going to have a gasket under it.
Yeah.
So that might be just enough. And you got this rowdy boy. And you can probably see that we're going to have some sort of crazy hood or no hood already. Well, maybe a cow hood
Yeah, Calvin.
could probably fit that.
Like a 2 or 3 inch.
One nice thing about running fuel injection with a carb hat instead of a carburetor is carburetors, the way the air hits it, they're designed for the air to go straight down on top of them. So if you run a really low carb hat and run them sideways, I had this problem on Maverick. The boosters and the air blades don't get the correct signal. You have issues with fueling, so you don't have those kind of issues with fuel injection, which is really nice. All right, Ralph, it's time. Where's the turbo?
I have an array.
So we have a couple turbos here. I keep turbos in stock because I love them. This is the cheapest turbo you can buy on eBay. It's like a $100 turbo. It is a T3. I can't remember what it's called. Let's see. Turbo. It's the cheapest T3 turbo. Probably too small for this. You really need to look at your exhaust side if you have a lot of cubic inches. You look here. This guy here, just judging off the exhaust side, is probably going to be a much better fit because we're 300 cubic inches. This is more designed for like a 4-cylinder engine here.
Yeah.
This might work. This is the same turbo that's on my turbo coupe, but it's only a 3.8 liter, and this is a 5 liter. Probably going to go with this one here. This is a STS turbo that was on sale a while back. It's a T4 flange instead of a T3 flange, and shoving 300 cubic inches through it, I think these are going to choke it. They look very similar if you just look at the compressor side, but that's not all that matters, guys. I don't know the specs on this turbo. It looks to be about a 55 millimeter on the compressor side, about a 61 on the exhaust side.
Hey, all you need to know is it's a turbo.
That's right.
And it looks big.
So a turbo with those same specs from like Precision is rated right at 600 horsepower. I don't exactly know what it will make with the mods we've done. Usually like a performance engine, if you've done all the normal performance mods, you're usually doing pretty good if you can make 1 horsepower per cubic inch. If we could get like 250 horsepower motor out of this thing with a cam, intake upgrade and stuff, you know, taking some accessories off of it, freer flowing exhaust system. 15 pounds of boost would be 500 horsepower. We ought to be able to do close to 20 pounds of boost with it in theory. My thoughts are putting the turbo somewhere over here. And another nice thing about putting it over here is we have a lot of room to go out with the exhaust back this way.
And you could easily make a colder intake.
Right, yeah. So you could put it up here, you could put it over here. If we mount it somewhere about here, look, we have a nice place to brace the turbo to if we want to make a brace, which we probably will have to. We have a brace here and here. We can drain back oil into that, and we supply it from right there. It'll just make it a cleaner install than trying to get it over here with all this already going on. We can come out of this into an intercooler up front and back around to the throttle body there. So I think that's gonna be our turbo, and I think that's gonna be about where we mount it. We gotta get motor mounts going first. We're gonna solid mount this engine.
I don't think I've ever seen you do a rubber mount.
We're only a ½ inch from being centered in the car right there. So really, I think that's gonna work just fine.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried. One big thing I wanted to show you is the difference in our intakes. That's gonna raise our RPM potential. So if you look at our intake runner length on the inline 6, you inherently do not have the same runner length on every cylinder. So the end ones are slightly longer, the inner ones are slightly shorter. So kind of our average runner length here is about 5 inches, right? So shorter the runner length, higher the RPM where you make your peak power at. So let's look at the old intake. Just the upper intake is twice as long, it's 10 inches. Plus, that's another 12 inches.
Gosh,
So that's 22-inch intake runner versus 5 inches. So that's drastically going to change where we make peak power with this motor.
Gosh.
But so between
the longest intake runner I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really long. It's made for super low end torque, right off idle torque.
Well, it's good on a truck, too.
It is for towing and stuff. How many inches is that off the intake runner length? 22?
17.
Yeah, so dropping 17 inches off the intake runner length, that much intake runner length is gone.
Yeah.
So that's going to drastically raise our RPM, and also the bigger cam's going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It should make a lot more power and higher. We'll put a stall torque converter in this thing. We'll probably put a better gear in the rear end than what it's got right now. It's probably got a 300 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what my Maverick had, but my Maverick was a V8. It may have a better gear. We'll see. If it has like a 350 gear or something, we may leave it. We'll probably put a mini spool in it.
But it has a removable center section.
Yeah, it's just like a 9-inch. Yeah.
Alright, so that's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not bad. So we got some motor mounts to make, but that's gonna have to be tomorrow because we have worked all day. What is it? 12 hours or so on this today?
Yeah.
But at least it fits. The intake barely fits and it looks way better.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to this tomorrow. Oh no.
Here it comes.
Gold Rush tonight. Charlie Chaplin. We're back! Let's get some motor mounts made. So I had an idea. I found this magnetic squishy thing. And we need a little bit of room here. This is like against the shock tower with the computer. And I would think that similar to the human brain, you probably don't want to be bouncing it off the shock tower over and over again. So I'm gonna put just enough squish in there that hopefully they'll stay safe. That thing's magnetic, it's pretty handy. And we have the correct spacing I want down here, just enough to get a belt on. We want as low as we can get it. So now we just basically need to make sure that the engine is sitting level, which it currently is definitely not. Doesn't it look like it's leaning this way to you for the top?
Yeah.
100%, right? So we'll bump it over to an eyeball straight and then we'll check it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was easier than I thought. Yeah, we're touching that. Now we gotta make sure we're not gonna hit anything over here. We already are gonna have to go with like a shorter oil filter than stock to get it in there, which that's not a problem. You can get oil filters and that almost lines us up perfectly on our motor mount.
Yeah, kind of.
We just put a plate there and weld it. We got this little digital level here. Where are we at there, Wall?
87.50.
Does this get us closer to 90 or farther away?
Farther away.
So this gets us closer to 90?
Yeah, which would make sense.
Okay. You just keep watching the number and you tell me, Wall, when it's close to 90. Okay. How about that? I want to give it another bump here. How about that?
88.20.
I don't want to go real far off center. How about that? What's that at?
88.70.
1.3 degrees off.
Yeah.
But see, we're already having trouble with our motor mount over here. Oh, our oil pan too. Our oil pan on that side is like right at touching the crossmember. Can't really go much farther than that. So this big beefy motor mount is overlapping right here and our oil pan right at touching this. We're gonna be limited by that. You know, I definitely don't want to cut this. I mean, I don't care to trim this back. We'll probably will trim that back. I don't want it so far over that the pan is touching that crossbar when it's running. We'll probably need to stop right there. We may need to give it a little less of a cushion over here, maybe half the distance or something. What's that at? 89.5 degrees right there. So I think that's gonna have to be where it's at. I don't think that's gonna matter a half a degree, you know?
Yeah.
That's gonna have to work right there for us. So I guess let's cut back this motor mount and we'll make a plate that bolts to the factory motor mount bolt locations here and we'll weld it directly to this side. That'll be a pretty easy one to make. This is extremely thick. That stuff looks like it's a 1/2 inch thick. I took that thicker piece out and put like a piece of 1/8 inch steel in there, ratchet strap the top of the motor over, and this is, like I said, about an 1/8 inch over this way, so it's kind of where it's got to be. I think we have a tip stopped up here. Yeah, we got a stopped up tip. Let me fix that. Let's talk about tool maintenance, guys, okay? Look at that. We only got I think 3 holes that are actually working. This is a torch tip cleaner. We're gonna run it down through there and fix this. Gotta maintain your tools, guys. I don't know who's been using this,
Dad.
but some idiot
Dad.
has not maintained this torch properly.
Like, I'm pretty sure I see it right there.
Right now, you know.
Hey, buddy. Okay. That's not helpful with what I'm doing right now, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Why do all the animals love me the most?
I don't know. I want them to love me the most.
Marge always wants them to love her, and they always just like come to me. I don't know what it is, but that's the thing. I think it's because I don't pet them as much as you do. I think there's something they like about that. I don't know what it is.
Maybe so. Trying to win you over.
Yeah. Much better. It's supposed to be a total of 7 holes there. I think the center one's Oshican, and I think the other one's is Aragon. Something like that.
Settling, Dad.
One of those island countries. Oh, much better. You gotta get it molten and then hit the oxygen. You right?
Yeah.
That should be it. I don't know what's holding it. Oh, slag. Okay, now we got a gap there. That's good. Ralphie's cooling it down for us. You could almost mount it to where the fuel pump's supposed to go, you know?
Yeah.
Got a couple mounting options. There's like whatever this bracket was, we're not going to use. It's neat though that the factory motor mount bolt lines right up, you know, the area where the factory motor mount bolt is. Could you please stop spraying me with water while I'm trying to discuss this? So how long does the piece of metal need to be to get both those bolts in there?
I would say about 7 inches.
Okay. And so we need it tall enough to go to at least like the top up here. It's going to sit on top of this basically and weld there.
Okay. I would say about 2 inches.
All right, 7 by 2. And we need to drill 2 holes in it and then we can weld it. So this metal is already 2 inches wide. So as long as we cut it at 7, we should be where we need to be with it. I think this is 3/16 of an inch thick. It's just under a quarter, I know that.
Straightest line I've ever seen.
That is absolutely wall line. I'd rather it be a little long than a little short, so we'll just hold it right there. There's a possibility that this is like dirty enough that we can just set it up against it. Ralphie said we could use a paint marker. Right there is where it needs to be. Yeah, we're going to have something to mark it with because that's not transferring over.
I bet I can weld up that gap.
Oh yeah? I heard if you can jump it, I can weld it.
Yeah, I can seriously weld up some crazy gaps.
Dinosaur spotted. Are you coming in or not? What are you doing? Creepy. Come on. She stalled out.
I got some like polish here for car paint. We're going to try that.
Toothpaste is good for this.
Yeah, I know Marge uses a toothpaste to hang photos. There we go, look at that. All right, let's mark it and drill it. We're using a 1/2 inch drill bit because that's the size we need to fit this bolt through it.
I can't even. Anybody got a step
It's a
stool?
tall table.
You got a step stool? Is there a step stool?
Here, I'll lay down. You stand on me.
I've learned to accept it.
Does it look straight to you?
No, not even close. Right there, straight.
Well, I can't really see.
Got it?
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. All right, you're in reverse, aren't you?
Yeah, you're in reverse.
Yeah,
It
go.
doesn't do
Let's go
anything.
forward. There you go. There you go. You're good.
Why would I do that?
As you hit it at 7,000 RPM. Good job. Guys, this is all there is to making custom motor mounts. I feel like this is something that a lot of people are really overwhelmed by, is making your own motor mounts. Like everybody wants to buy a kit that has the motor mounts. It seems like a hang-up point for people that have never done motor swaps. It's usually not that scary. It's usually as simple as this right here. And some guys might tell you this won't hold. I'll tell you, every car I've ever had a motor mount about this thickness right here, this simple right here too, and I've never had a problem with them. I've never broke a motor mount. Thank you, sir. What size is that?
5/8.
Where have you been? Oh my gosh, she's gonna sit on me.
It's all about togetherness. And good enough to weld, I think. So let's weld her in there. We got welder Bob here. He's gonna melt it. I don't get to weld anything anymore, so.
I don't approve of that.
I trust you.
It's got 1 volt. That's a lot. Oh my.
How's it welding?
That rusty I was getting me.
Probably just need to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
If the weld starts to pop on that rust, sometimes if you go a little bit slower, it'll burn off the imperfections and it'll start welding better. That should hold, don't you think?
Yeah.
Look how thick it is right there. It's like over half an inch thick right there. Now what do we gotta do to the other side? If you look right here, there's a way different gap. So we could do the same thing, but I really don't know there's a point in doing that. We wouldn't be able to come straight up off the edge. I think what we might do is just come straight down from here to here.
Yeah.
Instead of in there. What do y'all think? I mean, it won't be as clean looking though. I don't like that part of it. Let me pull that off real quick and look at it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if I'd use that.
I think it would bother me too much to leave the stock motor mount and weld to it. So this should look a lot cleaner. Looks like it's also 7 inches. Here's my plan. So this is a 2 by 2 inch piece of like angle iron. That will allow us to bolt it to the block and give us our length to come over to the motor mount, in theory.
Make sure you get it right.
Will do. It's hitting the pan rail.
What?
Yeah.
And just chop that joker off.
Well, we might could put a washer between it. Like that, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Gets it through there, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you're gonna burn the bit up going that fast. How's your clutch on again? Here.
I didn't do it.
The old wrist breaker 9000.
Okay, buddy. Oh my goodness. Oh,
You gotta quit doing that.
That's the only way it gets out of there, I'm telling you. We're
You
the
like what we
struggle
did?
is- No, we're good.
There you go. Here we go. Rolling with the 2 washers. That's about the thickness of that lip on the oil pan here. And hopefully we got our bolt holes in the right place. Our hole was just a tiny bit off, so we gotta do the Uncle Remus here.
I didn't know it was gonna come back like that.
I said wash your hands.
I didn't know that's what you meant.
Do it again.
Squished your finger. I seen it.
Busted knuckles is just part of it, okay? You'll be fine. That's tight enough. No reason to continue doing that.
I feel the first 2 times.
You would think.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, let me try.
Well, that does look a lot cleaner, and it's a lot easier to get the bolts out with that.
The fact that I can't get it off here is wild.
Here, let me see this. Okay.
Alright.
That's 12% cleaner than what I had in mind. Let's weld it. I like that pretty blue light.
Yeah, oh, that's a good weld. Ooh.
Well, we did clean it off better. Oh, it does look good. I'd buy that for $1.
It's really, you just gotta be smooth with it.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. You want to start the back this time?
I couldn't see it. Hold the light there.
Why would you do that to me? Oh, nice. Completed weld. I think that'll be perfect. What do you think, Walt?
It is probably fine. Can I take those washers just to make me happy?
Tack the washer?
Yeah, so they stay on there.
No, you'll get the block,
They're
bro.
not gonna come out.
It'll be fine. It'll get something to lose to the track. Oh, that's hot. That's that sizzle. Let's take our ratchet strap off here now. Pull that feeler gauge out of there. We've probably got a 1/4 inch over here. Come on, Mark.
Who done this? That ain't moving either.
Oh,
Ain't
yeah.
got enough room. Yeah, completely solid mounted. You flip the car over before you get that brake.
You're saying it'll shake our teeth out?
No, it's not that bad. I've got to get this bracket off here. It's so ugly. It did come in handy though.
I'll use it on something.
Oh yeah, you can mount something with that.
Cool over mount. I can see it now.
Get a spacer out of here. There you go. So see, I can get my hand under there, 1/2 or 3/4 of an inch there. So that should be fine. Now we got some decisions to make. We really need to decide if we're going to do any port work to this head or not. If we're not going to port it, then we need to decide if we're going to run just like the stock head bolts and head gasket and just see how it goes. Or if we're going to do like head studs, you know, ARP, head bolts, and a better gasket.
I mean, it's not hard to change a head look. Like, it's right there.
It is a pretty simple motor to change a head on. And I would like to port it and put better head gaskets and better head bolts in it. Y'all probably have never ported a
I've seen
factory
you do
cylinder head, right?
I've seen you do it.
We need to figure out a alternator mounting situation. I don't think I'll use the factory one because wasn't the alternator way up high?
Yeah.
So we got to do our hot side piping. I really think we're going to mount the turbo over here.
Will that go through the intercooler and back out?
Yes. We need to have enough room for the intercooler and a radiator and a fan, which is going to be hard. We may even like tube the front end some or something, you know, with a new tubing bender.
It's not a big engine to cool, so if you had like a skinny radiator, it probably wouldn't really matter.
Stall torque converter and like a shift kit, but really you probably need to like go through the transmission, because even if you have a good transmission that's parked 30 years ago, you know, a transmission's full of seals and gaskets. All that stuff gets dried out and cracked, so probably need to go through that C4 transmission. We should need a really high stall converter because this engine will probably make peak power at like 5,000, because these engines don't rev really high. We probably won't turn it much more than 5 or 5,500 RPM. Maybe like a 2,500 stall or a 3,000 stall at the most. We need to get a gear for the rear end, but I feel like we got a lot done. We figured out that an Econoline van oil pan will fit right in the Maverick. Like, we did no modifications to make that fit. That's super easy. I'm afraid that our column shift stuff may not work anymore. We may have to put a floor shifter in the car. I think moving that over a little bit, we may have issues. We'll see. We might can make it work. I'm really excited about the aftermarket cam, how that's going to sound in a 6-cylinder. Actually, I don't think I've ever had a cammed inline 6. I haven't. Hopefully this helps somebody out, because it's really not that hard to make custom motor mounts, guys. If you got basic things to cut metal and a way to weld it, even if it's flux core. When I built my big block 460, I did a Mustang 2 front end under it and welded everything with a flux core welder, and I never had any problems out of it. So just turn that welder up, guys, squint your eyes and go.
Yeah.
That's
what I go off of. Wow.
Yeah. She ought to be a runner. I'll be excited to see how it runs.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be excited too to see you going down the drag strip for the first time.
I'm gonna be scared to death.
Oh, don't be scared. The way she drives to school,
Yeah.
we got the screenshots. Look at this guy. This is what Squee's been doing tonight. Watching Mr. Oliver. Has he been pretty good?
Yeah.
He likes it as long as you're rolling, right?
Yeah.
He absolutely loves Ralphie. They're best buds. He's very excited to see you. So we got some parts to order and some things to figure out. I think this thing's going to come together nicely. It fits in there nicer than I thought it would.
Yeah,
you know?
that's great.
Right, Oliver? Whoa, golly. Murph, get down.
Pour it out for your homies.
Well, the sweet RC. Are you excited about this project?
I'm extremely excited about this project. This is like goal number 1.
I'm good. Let him have it.
No, there you go.
This is a mistake.
Yes.
This is definitely a mistake. You should have not shown him that yet.
No, Murph.
I think it'll go pretty fast.
It should be capable of 500 or 600 at the crank, I believe.
What about drag strip times?
Oh, I don't want to guess, man. I mean, it would be really cool if you could get it in the 7s.
Yeah,
That would
I'd say 7.
7s would be really fun in this thing. We just got to get it all right. Got to get it sorted out. Traditionally, my turbo cars have not done good first pass out. Like, first trip to the track usually doesn't go well for me. Harry, the whole can did it.
He did.
There was no other option, was there?
No, he was unstoppable.
But you can check out our website at
DSuperDude.com.
yeah, go check it out. Give Marge something to do. You can check out our second channel at
Super
third channel,
Super Arm.
Squeezy's channel,
Squeezy Arts.
Rumble,
Sleeper dude.
Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Slippery.
Future videos. I think the K15 is going to be our next video. I think we are going to shorten the frame, maybe do some more rust repair, maybe start working on the bed for it. So I'm excited about doing that.
Did you say 8-foot bed don't have to be made?
Exactly. Big thank you to Summit Racing for their help with this build. They really made all this possible. Also, really excited about our new Eastwood tubing bender. So go check out eastwood.com. If you use code Josh10, you get 10% off, which is a big discount. Exactly. Oliver agrees. Also, I want to get on the Savoy. I have big plans for the Savoy. I think you'll like them. We may get on that really soon. We actually have parts on their way for the Hemi engine. It's at the machine shop. He's supposed to have the machine work done today. You might see that soon. I think there's going to be a little bit of delay on the parts. Like, some of the parts are special orders, so it may be a minute. All right, let's go see all the other animals. He is so excited right now.
Let's go.
I'm excited too. Ethan's just loose out here. He's Houdini. He gets out all the time. He don't know the drill yet, I guess, on snacks at the end of the videos. Nothing, no response. Granny over here, no hearing, so all hand signals. There we go, she knows that one. Oh, He's figured out the bangs are flopping.
Do you even see his eyes?
I can't see. I don't know that he can see us even. Here's Granny's baby. Oh, there goes Murphy in there. There you go, buddy. He's like not paying any attention. There you go.
There we go.
He's got it figured out now.
I don't think you can see it happen up here. Hey.
I really don't think he can. We may have to put a rubber band on those or something. You gotta save it up for Rocky now. What are you doing?
All right, that's it. I got another can.
Okay. Oh, another can. You can get the RC this time.
So delicate.
Another animal. I haven't seen its eyes.
She's like my favorite.
She's great, yeah. Ralphie really likes pigs.
Yeah, pigs are awesome. They're just like so round and so weird.
That's accurate.
I love pigs.
He heard it. Here he comes. The whole herd.
Bad boys right here.
Majestic. What's your phone trail?
Yeah, stay on your trail, guys.
Here you go, buddy. Yeah, Rock.
He's been doing better about staying in lately. George don't want none. He's not interested at all. That beard's getting long.
Glorious.
Of course, his baby's about caught up to him. Mm-hmm.
And remember,
Jesus saves. Dollar General with every 7 miles.
woo! If you stay this long, comment the word flower.
Nice sneeze.